Perfect. Hey, good morning. Just some Twitter thoughts. I'm really not on a roll as some people have commented. I've been a writer for over 40 years, and I've had many outlets. My hard drive is filled with things that I've written, published, and so forth. And I just started putting things down on Twitter, which will end up being essays, editorials, and articles in newspapers, magazines, and blogs. So what I'm doing is just going over them, and I'm just kind of floating them as I write them. And yes, I'm not reading anyone else's tweets. I'm reading only mine. So someone said, "Are you reading other people's Twitter posts?" No, I'm not. What I'm doing is going over my Twitter posts for the last day. And since I started this, I have to kind of go backwards so I can get all of my posts in. And there are a lot of them are thoughts. I'm floating things. Are they definitive statements? Not necessarily. I float things for impact or for discussion, and I don't always agree with everything. And there's times where, like on the video now, what I'll do is if I agree or disagree with something, I'll use it as a discussion item. So let's start. Good morning, I am the Sultan of Silver, and thank you for joining me. It's a little bit later today. I got up super early today and checked my email, did a little work around the house, and I have to be at the salon at 9 a.m. I have a client coming in from the Lehigh Valley, so I'll be drinking my coffee, making a quick breakfast, and then heading out. And my look is the rolled right out of the sack look. Excuse me. Been dealing with a little thing in my throat for the past week, and hopefully that's going to be going away soon with plenty of rest and drinking a lot of fluids. All right, to truly save a marriage, both would have to unplug 100% and go live on a desert island. In this day and age, each person in a marriage having a cell phone, a smartphone with apps and access to everything and everybody in the world, and friends and old girlfriends, old boyfriends. And as one friend of mine says, women always have a box of dicks. She calls the cell phone a box of dicks because it's basically a bunch of orbiters that are just always available. Women always have a guy that says, "Hey, if your marriage doesn't make it, I'll always be there," or, you know, "If you get tired of him, I'll be around. I'll be waiting for you." So there's always a man or two or three or 10 that are saying that to your woman. Do not kid yourself. Every cell phone is a box of dicks. I like just to say a box of Richards instead, just to make it sound differently, that get appealed to if shit ever goes down. That's the way it is. You are always one swipe. I don't care if you are married or dating, you're one swipe away. I used to say you're one mouse click away from being replaced. Now you're one swipe away from being replaced. That's both of you, male and female, but my audience is mainly men. Mobile devices have contributed to damaging many modern marriages beyond repair. I'll just leave that right there. I would rather help save a person than save a marriage. Saving marriages is a lot of work, and unless both people are 100% invested in it, it can't be 99% and 100%. Both have to be 100. I've worked literally with hundreds of couples, most of whom split up. Marriages are hard to save. And the only reason why people do stay together many times is because of economics. She realizes it's going to be pretty damn tough out there, or that she didn't monkey branch wisely. He is looking for a caretaker. I know, like, there were times when my mom would go away, I remember, and my dad was like, shit, what am I going to do? I'm like, what do you mean, what are you going to do? And my parents had the kind of marriage where mom makes all the meals, and the guy is just like pretty helpless. And if she's not there, he's like, you know, he can barely boil water. I think that's changed now. I think because adolescence has been prolonged, people are getting married later in life. I think people are able to survive a little bit better by themselves and not rely on each other as much anymore. But marriages are really hard to save. I think once they're broken, once the damage is done, it's really hard. Let me just put it this way. I've worked with people where, like, a dude is cheated, and I would say to the woman, do you trust him? And she would say 99%. I said, what do you mean by that? And she would say, you know, if he's 5 minutes late from work, there's always that little part in the back of my head that says he's with a girlfriend or is with her again or something like that. And I think that's really hard to overcome. And I think what happens is once the damage is done, everyone tries to do the noble thing and save the marriage. That is a hard debt to collect. I think the role of marriage counselors and therapists should be to help people get out of it with the least amount of damage to themselves and to the kids. That's the point that I've gotten to in my lifetime. I'm not one that believes marriages are worth saving. It's controversial as hell, especially as a Christian person. But that's how I feel about it. Is there a female equivalent to a man's beard? For instance, like when I grew the big beard, I discovered a brotherhood. Everybody calling me brother and bro and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck's that all about? And then when I would shave it or trim it, people would actually get mad at me for trimming my beard or shaving my beard. I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? And then there's like brotherhoods, and they fly flags, and they have vests, and they have badges, and captains, and beard salutes. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, you could be a complete douchebag, but if you have a great beard, you're in. You know, it's like, fuck that. Look at the man inside, not on the outside. Ow, I just fucking bumped my elbow on that window. I hit it really well. It was a delayed reaction. Son of a bitch. So is there a female equivalent to a man's beard? Do women have something that naturally occurs with their body, that they have a sisterhood and a group and a, you know, patches and vests? Like, I'm not sure there is. I'm not sure there is a female equivalent, which only tells me this like beard craze, and it's a fucking craze. I had beards before most of you motherfuckers were born, so shut the fuck up, all right? But listen to this. Before beards became popular on the internet, what did men do for brotherhood other than, I mean, what did you do? You did sports. Now you just look at beard porn. Like, what the fuck? And the biggest, you know how like we call like some women bimbos? Like, there are dudes that have like perfectly sculpted beards that are fucking dumb as a fucking rock. They're stupid. You'd rather look at their pictures than watch their videos. Hopefully I'm not one of them. But as soon as they open their mouth, it's like, duh, they have nothing to say. Because they're like the fucking Instagram models that just like have a bunch of fucking orbiters that are just like drooling over them. And this whole beard thing with men drooling over men's beards is just weird shit. And I'm glad to be out of it. Now, I work on hair, face, and beards for a living. I do what a person wants. I'm not like pro beard, pro this, pro. I'm pro client. If you want to take your beard off, I'll shave it off for you. I'll make you look handsome. If you want to have a big badass beard, I'll help you have the most badass beard you've ever had. If you want a new shape, I can help you with that. That's something that I do for a living. It's something that I'm very good at. Someone said, some asshole just said to me the other day, again, there's always assholes like orbiting around. Some dork said, do you think you're an expert in beards just because you have a beard? And I'm like, oh God, will it ever fucking end? Will it ever end? No, I guess the 12,000 beards that I've sculpted, not just put on a 3 fucking guard and mowed it down. I guess those 12,000 beards have nothing to do with me being a beard expert, and if you've sat in my chair, you know that I take meticulous time because beards are a 3-dimensional sculpture. They're not a 1-dimensional thing that you just mow down with a weed whacker. It's part of your image, and I can help you develop that image, and I've done it for thousands of people. Follow me on Instagram if you're not on Instagram. You'll see a lot of my work there. All right, an old man on his deathbed, trying to say one last thing. All his sons surround him to get his final words of wisdom. He speaks and lets out his last breath. Well, what did he say? One asked. Another son replied, he said something about always look for the Adam's apple. Some of you will get that, others will be like, whoosh, right over the head. When you look at old pictures of yourself, you don't see you. What you see is how you felt in that picture. Think about that. Everything in life is, 1, you'd be foolish not to, or 2, I told you not to do that. If you see a woman's picture and she's got high beams on, believe me, brother, that is no accident. I've been on this earth too long. That's no accident. I do want to be married again someday. Make dinner together, sit out back and relax with a cocktail. Make love as the moon rises, feel thankful, and then go back to my house down the street. There's a trend happening in the past month with my YouTube channel, and that is that single moms are sending links of my videos to their sons or showing them to their boys. One recently as young as 11 years old. And the moms are thanking me for my content. Fascinating. I don't know. What does that mean? Does that mean the fathers are not manning up, or these are moms where there's no father in the picture? I'm not sure. I got to read more of these emails in depth. But I do read all my emails. gb@georgebruno.com. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Put a comment down below. Bang the thumbs up button. If you want to sponsor a video, if you want to sponsor the morning series, you're welcome to do that. Ideally, what would it be? Maybe a coffee company? That would be kind of cool. The show is called Daybreak. Maybe I'll wear your t-shirt for a week. You can sponsor it and have your t-shirt business seen by 70,000 people. Going on forever. Digital video is forever. It doesn't go away. So let me know how you want to sponsor this. Thinking and acting your way to success means vaccinating yourself against excusitis. The more successful the person, the less inclined they are to make excuses. Excusitis is the failure disease. Every time we verbalize an excuse, we embed it deeper in our unconscious mind until it becomes us. You really don't want a wife, gentlemen. You want a life. A wife is a good part of that life. And that's a good thing. But I will say this, some men are not wired for that type of commitment or have been conditioned to not be a leader in that kind of relationship, and it would be a disaster and they know it. I wouldn't quite call that MGTOW, but I would say it's an honest look at yourself. Being pro-man does not mean you are anti-woman. Anyone who insinuates this reveals crazy thinking, and you should distance yourself from them. I'm just heading back a few weeks. I'm trying to retroactively. What I should have done was basically started this Daybreak series combined with my Twitter account right from the start, because there's a lot of good content on there that is, like I said, going to end up in articles, newspapers, magazines, and blogs. And each thing is a thought. Now, for instance, if I had a co-host of a show, each one of these things would make a great discussion item. I cater to men in my work. I don't pamper men. No one says, I'm going to go to George and get pampered. They come to me and they get served. They get catered to. But some whack jobs took offense that I said, that's pampering is a woman's job. I still believe that. I believe in traditional roles. But this has nothing to do with, like, roles around the house or that type of thing. I don't pamper men. I cater to men. I specialize in men's services. From the shoulders up, I take care of you. Make you look good, make you look handsome, make you look younger, make you look stylish. That's what I do. But I do not pamper you. Go to your girlfriend or your wife for that. Check your money before you check your likes, comments, and retweets. Make money a priority. The balanced red pill nation, is it a bunch of cynical men? No, that's too emotional. We're just aware and acting and thinking appropriately. Relationship memes are for women. Men, stop it. I'm fucking serious. Stop it with the relationship memes on Instagram and Facebook. That red pill must be stuck in your throat. Swallow it and digest it. I can't tell the difference between your posts and a woman with borderline personality disorder. You sound like a girl. Stop it. Anyone else love going into a walk-in humidor? One of the few pleasures that many women don't know and many guys don't know. But when you walk into that room lined with cedar, shelves of cedar, and just boxes upon boxes of cigars, that's a beautiful feeling, man. It's just wonderful. Wouldn't it be great to do a show from a giant humidor in a cigar store, a walk-in humidor. Who are the Buzz Killingtons and the cockblocks to growth in your life? Hint, it's not strangers. It's some of the people closest to you. I just got a call from a national hair butchery chain. We're big fans of yours, they said. They said they're interested in me, but first I have to go through their unpaid corporate training for 3 weeks and then take a test to see if I meet their standards. Then I could start. I'm still laughing at that. I am great in the service industry. I feel like there's nobody better than me, and I can back that up. I can build a brick and mortar business well, but I need to diversify. I want to cut hair 2 days a week and create more online income. And the search begins. So whether that means more podcasting, more video, media work, email marketing, internet marketing, that's what I'm moving into. I do a lot of right now I coach 3 to 5 people a month. It's super expensive, but my God, people are having incredible breakthroughs and their lives are changing. They're becoming unstuck. But I want to go down to maybe, at the most, 3 people. Coach 3 people a month. That's it, at the most. Because it's very time consuming and I give of myself and I'm empty when I get off the phone with people. I feel empty. I have to recharge my batteries. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Every time I strapped on a guitar, I felt at any moment the rock star police were going to arrest me for impersonating a musician. That's from Pat O'Brien, author of the great book, Your Portable Empire. Turn on the stereo, it's played for years and years, an Otis Redding song, It's All I Own. The Police, 1980. We're all born as entrepreneurs. You're not born with the feeling that you can't. The problem is that family and friends talk you out of it as you grow up. That's from Damon John. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Brand differentiation is not a luxury. It's a vital tool needed to survive and thrive. If you're a bakery, why would people drive past 10 bakeries to come to yours? And with that, I'll let you go. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks.